Hi everyone. So today's card's going to be really quite simple. So the base of my card is 8 by 8 1/4, and I've scored that down the middle, so that's 4 by 8 1/4. I've got myself a piece of patterned paper which is 3 3/4 by 8, and then the piece that I'm going to be working on, another white piece which is 3 1/4 inches by 7 3/4 inches. As I say, that's the piece I'm going to be working on. I'm going to be stamping up this beautiful lady in her ball gown, and I'm going to be using Have a Roaring Good Time, and this is going to be for a 21st birthday, so I am going to be stamping the 21, and those are both from Sentimentally Yours. So the first thing I need to do is take in my small piece of white card, and I am going to use the stamping platform for this. I'm going to place that down and get that nice and straight. And if we take out our beautiful lady, I'm going to place her, and then I'm going to take the sentiment that I wanted to use, and I'm going to place this, just wiggle this around and get this as straight as possible, and then we can pop that magnet in between. I'm going to pick those up, and I'm going to ink those up in the VersaFine Onyx Black. Now I am going to be doing a little bit of watercolouring, so the VersaFine Onyx Black is ideal. And I'm going to bring that across, and I'm going to give that a really nice stamp down. Go in as many times as you want. So that's our image all stamped up on our piece of white cardstock. I'm just going to give my stamps a good clean off and pop those straight back where they belong. And what I want to do with this is create a background. So I've already stamped and cut both these images, and I've fussy cut them. As you can see, I've coloured this one in, and what I'm going to do is lay this over the top with a tiny bit of tape. Just roll that up and just pop a few pieces. So this one is going to sit just over her there, and then I did also cut the Have a Roaring Good Time, and this, put it that way, I'm going to just pop a tiny bit of tape on the back of that one, and I'm going to line that up at the bottom and at the top, give that a little press down in the middle. So our image is now covered up. I don't want any of the background on my image. Now what I've done is I've taken a black mica powder, I've popped some in a water spray and added some water to that. So what I'm going to do is move that out of the way. I'm going to take in my box for spraying. I'm going to pop my image in, and I'm just going to give that a very light spray, and that's all I want to do to that. So now we need this to dry. So if I take that out and pop that to one side, and that is now going to be drying. A little wipe down to make sure we've got no ink where we don't want it. I'm going to take in my base card and my first matte layer, and this one I am going to pop up on foam tape. So just run a line of foam tape around the edges, just have enough of this one to do this. I know it's not as deep, but I'm just going to pop a double layer. So if I remove the backing of that one and then put a second layer on the top, that'll balance that out. There we go. So give all these a really nice burnish. I am going to remove my backings halfway. It's just a habit that I've got into. You don't have to do this. I just find if I don't straighten up the first time, I've got a little bit of room to adjust it. Some people like to put their foam tape on and then pop some glue on the back. It's entirely up to you. And I'm just going to pop this down and I'm going to try and get the same amount of border, quite a narrow. There we go. Then I can remove my tapes. Just give that a nice press down. So that's the base of our card done. We can now remove our mask, and then if we remove that one as well, and then what I thought I would do is pop this on top with glue, but before I do that, I'm going to colour her in. So I'm using watercolour pens, and these are from Sentimentally Yours. So I'm going to take in the deepest pink that I've got, and I'm going to pop some down on my glass mat. I'm going to spray that with some water just to dilute that down. And if I take in a water brush and give her dress a colour wash. Now you might not be able to see the colour wash, it's quite light. This is part of her dress up here. There's no technique to this, just water down your colour and give it a wash. And there we go. I'm gonna give that a little clean up, and then I am going to pop the same colour down again, and without any water this time, because I want the light coming in from the right to the left, so this side's going to be lighter. I'm just going to come all the way down in circular movement from her hip all the way down this side. And if you do it in a circular movement, it's a lot softer. And we're going to come all the way along the bottom there. And these little jaggy bits, we're just going to pop a little bit on there. In between, a tiny bit around the base of her back, and side, and then this shoulder, and just blend that out. So that's our lady's dress done, and when that dries, that'll all blend in together and that will look beautiful. So give that a wipe up. Now her, I think they call those a cowl, C-O-W-L. WL, not sure. Pop those away. So that I'm going to do in black. There we go. You can either water this down or you can just go straight in. I think we'll water it down for and do a wash, and then we'll go in with some swirls. So clean brush, and we're just going to give this a color wash. Also going to give her hat a color wash. And her gloves. So this is how easy it is to colour in watercolour pens. I'm going to give that a wipe up, and this time I'm just going to go in with my pen direct, and I'm going to pick out some darker areas. So that's going to be slightly darker there. And with we're calling it a cowl, I'm just going to go over this in circular movements, leaving tiny little open areas. There we go, and that gives that a illusion of being furry. So that's her cowl. And then I'm going to come in with her hat. And around the brim. Like so. So that's, oh, and then we've got her shoe. We can just go in direct with her shoe. And then the last thing we need to do to this is her skin. And again, I'm going to pop some down on my glass mat, taking a clean brush. Give that a water down. Now you're not going to see this because it's so light, but we're just giving her face, her back and her arm a colour wash. And then if I go in direct, and again in circular movements, if I just go all the way over and her neck, her arm and her back, and what we've done is we've created a really nice skin tone, and you can highlight different areas. Like so. And I think it would be very rude if she didn't have her lipstick on. So I'm going to take a really deep breath and go in direct and give her some lipstick. Now with her pearls on the back, I've got a glitter pen, and this is Spectrum Noir glitter pen, and all I'm going to do is activate that, get that going, and I'm going to come all the way down her pearls with a tiny bit of glitter. And then she looks like she's got some glitter on her wrist as well. So if I bring that up now and I move that in different directions, hopefully you can see that glitter effect. And there we go, there's our image. As I say, there's no technique to it, no real technique to it. It's just getting down a colour wash first and then going over lightly with the colour. This is now dry, so I'm going to pop some glue on the back of that one. I'm going to take in some tacky glue and I'm just going to run some glue all over the back and in the middle. And I'm going to get this lined up and pop that one down. I'm going to turn this over and give that a really nice press down. So there's our image. So all I want to do now is add the number 21. So if I take in the sentiment disc numerics, and we're looking for 21. So that's that one. Now taking in the right size stamping block, I'm gonna just pop my 21 onto the block. I'm gonna take in a piece of cardstock and I'm going to ink this up in the VersaFine Onyx Black. And just stamp that down. And there we've got our 21. Now that, I could do that again, just to make that a bit darker. That's better. I'm going to fussy cut this one out. I'm going to go right up to the edge, move your cardstock rather than your scissors, and you should be able to get a perfect circle. So just keep moving your cardstock. I do have little tiny dies that would fit this, but sometimes just as quick to do it by hand. Perfect. So I'm going to take in a foam pad for this. Or actually one is most probably enough. Remove the back in, and I'm going to pop this just there. 21. Take in some bling. So what I thought I would do is pop some of these tiny pink pearls and decide where I'm going to have them. I'm going to have one on that big black blob there. So 1, 2, 2, I'm going to have one up there, 3, could have one there, 4, 5. Let's see what they look like. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the very last thing I want to do to this, being that it's a 21st, run a line all the way around the outside, just a tiny bit of glue gel. If you don't have glue gel, you can use tacky glue. Oops, and I've gone off course a little bit there, but never mind. And then if I take in my copy paper, and I'm just going to run this all the way around the edge. Put that straight back in the jar. '21st slimline birthday card. Plenty of room to stamp a sentiment. And there we go. So I hope you enjoyed my little video. I hope you've learned something. So we've done something a little bit different today. We've done some masking and sprayed background to take away that stark white. Done some watercolouring. So there we are. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed my little video. And until the next time, bye for now.